This is Algebra 2, Lesson 82, and this lesson covers algebraic simplifications. Okay, so these look complicated, but they're really easy. We're basically just going to be using stuff that we've already learned. Alright, so first we're going to put this part together. So we have 1, and I'm going to put that over 1, plus 1 over x. So we have to multiply this side times x over x to get a common denominator, and we're going to get x plus 1 over x. Okay, that covered all that. Now that has an a over top of it. Okay, so now we've included that. Alright, so we're going to have to flip and multiply on the top and the bottom. And this a would really be a over 1. And we're going to get ax over x plus 1. Okay, that's all that. Now we're going to add this 1 right here. So now we're including that. To do that, we're going to have to multiply this times x plus 1 and this times x plus 1. And we're going to get ax times x plus 1 over x plus 1. Okay, because I multiplied the top and the bottom so that we'd have a common denominator. Oh, it wouldn't be times, it would be plus. See? You gotta be careful with that. We're not multiplying, we're adding right there. Ax plus x plus 1. Okay. Now, all of that has an a over it. So we're gonna have to flip and multiply again. Ax plus x plus 1. This will be a over 1. Now we've got x plus 1. And this is where we're multiplying, okay? And this is ax plus x plus 1. Okay, so that just means we're going to have a times x plus 1 over x plus 1 plus ax. And there's the answer. Not too hard. Alright, let's try another one. It's a little more complicated. Not too bad though. Alright, so we're going to start by, let's see if I can make that any smaller. Nope. Okay. So we're going to start with this part. So I'm going to write it as x over x plus 1 over y. Now I'm going to have to multiply that times y. That'll be x over 1. Whoops. That's a 1. There we go. Put it over 1 if it's not a fraction. So we're going to have xy plus 1 over y. Okay. Then I'm going to include this c. So we're going to put all that plus c over it. Now I'm going to make that c be a c over 1. Okay, then we're going to flip and multiply our y on the top, our xy plus 1 on the bottom. Same thing here, y on the top, xy plus 1 on the bottom. All this cancels and gets rid of that bottom part. And then we're going to have cy over xy plus 1. Alright, now we have to add that a. That would be a over 1. To get a common denominator, we're going to have to multiply this times xy plus 1, xy plus 1. Alright, so if I rainbowed that, I'd have, alright, so I'm going to have cy plus axy. I'm rainbowing that, okay? And then a times 1 would be plus a, okay? And all that is going over xy plus 1. Okay, so I added that c. C's been in there. Okay, and then I added the A. Alright, so last thing I have is the whole thing is over B, or B is over the whole thing, and I'm going to change that to BB plus 1, and then I got to flip this and multiply. Remember, we're multiplying on this one. CY AX Y plus A. Okay, up here, same thing. X, Y plus 1. And then we're going to have CY plus AXY plus A. Okay, and then B gets multiplied by that whole thing. There we go. And that is the answer for that one, is that right there. B times XY plus 1 over C plus AXY plus A. They look complicated, but if you just take them one step at a time, it's stuff we've already done. Alright, work those practice problems, and I'll come back and work them for you. Alright, so this first one, we're going to just work these one piece at a time. So we're going to start with this bottom right here. Alright, so we're going to have 3 over 1 plus 3 over A. So that means I got to multiply those times A. So I'm going to get 3A plus 3 over A. Okay, now I'm going to include this X on the top. That's over X. And I'm going to put my X over 1, because now I have to flip and multiply. Okay, times A over 3A plus 3. Okay, these get canceled. Alright, and then I'm going to have AX over 3A plus 3. Okay, now I'm going to add this 3. Okay, I'm going to make it 3 over 1. Well, I've got to make this common denominator here, so I'm going to have 3A plus 3 on the bottom. I have to put it on the top too. 3A plus 3. We'll rainbow this, and we'll get 9A plus 9. Okay, so that means that part equals AX plus 9A plus 9 over 3A plus 3. Alright, and then all we have to do is put that 1 over that. Okay, so that means we're just going to flip the whole thing. So our answer would be 3A plus 3. So I've just flipped it, right? So there's my bottom. Now my top will be, I've got 9A right here, plus AX plus 9. And that's the answer to A. Alright, let's try to do B. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is this part. Okay, so I've got Q over 1 plus 1 over Z. Now, so I'm going to have to multiply this side times Z over Z. Now we have a common denominator. So I've got QZ plus 1 over Z. Alright, now I'm going to put this P over top, and I'll change it to P over 1. Now I have to flip this. Same thing on this side, Z over QZ plus 1. So I'm going to have PZ and then QZ plus 1 on the bottom. Made that line too big. Okay, there's that. Now I have to add x. So plus x over 1. I got to get a common denominator. So I need to multiply this times QZ plus 1. And I need to multiply this times QZ plus 1. So I'm going to have XQZ plus X. Okay, just multiply there and there. Plus my PZ. And all that is over QZ plus X. So let me rewrite that. XQZ. My pen's not wanting to cooperate. Let me erase some of this. Ah, I erased everything I needed. Let me go back. Yay. Let me just erase over here. Okay, so I've got XQZ right here plus X plus PZ over QZ plus 1. And that whole thing has an M over it, which I need to turn that into M over 1. And then I'm going to flip all this and multiply. So this QZ plus 1 goes on the top. Okay, so that'll go up here. QZ plus 1. And on the bottom, I'm going to have XQZ plus X plus PZ. Alright, so then when I write out my answer, we can erase this stuff. It's basically going to be what I already wrote there, just with that times M on the top. I'll write it out for you if I can get a spot here. So it would be M times QZ plus 1 over XQZ plus X plus PZ. Here's my PZ, here's my X, my XQZ, yep, all that. So that is the answer to B. Alright, so they look complicated, but they're not that hard. It's all about just taking it one piece at a time, because we've already done these. Alright, that's it for that lesson.